So Dell and JD, like, theirs looks like a really, really good set of armor, but a lot sleeker than others could be. Now, when you look at Marcus's, when he says, like, introduce you to the old cog and everything else, it is much, much more brutal and, like I said, rudimentary. It doesn't look like it's anything pretty. It's just, hey, this is going to protect you. This is going to keep you alive. You can, fucking deal with it. And here's another one of those, like, little, things are gonna start to go south now. Let's just cut people in half. Now, I do like how they just keep running up into you, and that's all it's gonna take here. I think I get iframes during that, because, like, I'm not taking any real damage here. Maybe not. But it really doesn't make sense to use anything other than the, chainsaw, especially when fighting the Juvies here. They're so squishy. That's all that matters, is how squishy they are. Now, I want to say this is a pretty common contrivance within, like, shooters in general, where it's just like, okay, here's a point to hold out. Ah, son of a bitch.
Hold tight, I'm on my way.
So now we're just not even gonna aim. We're gonna put rounds downrange, and we're gonna do some real damage here. But I wanted to save the torque bow because the pouncers, like, we can just easily start laying waste to them. Oh, that sucks. There we go. All done?
Right, we gotta get through there and follow that snatcher.
Yeah, sure. But, how?
I wonder, will this give me torque bow ammo?
Excellent.
It will not. Fuck. We're gonna go back to the Nasher, guys. The reason I want to go back to the Nasher is because the torque bow doesn't have a lot of, like, really, really good uses. It's one of those things where it's like, this is a boss weapon. I'm going to use this to take on a boss, and that's really going to be it. It doesn't have as much viability in most other...
Can we not do rock, paper, scissors this time?
Most other
I like to
senses.
call it paper, paper, paper.
I want to know how long they dropped there.
Very funny. Now where the hell are we?
Oh, that's an easy one. Lost.
Okay. They could have slid down and been okay. Might have, like, a jacked up knee later, but it's okay. Hey, bioluminescent fungi! By the way, that is one of the coolest words ever, bioluminescent. It's just a fun, cool word to say. Like, I just say bioluminescent. It feels good in your mouth.
Anyone up for cutting through that gunk?
So here's the thing here. I guess not. So it's a hive mind, and it's kind of like it's one of those things where I'm assuming that by cutting that, because it's organic, it's connected to the hive somehow, which will ultimately notify the locust, the swarm of whenever we're here.
We gotta split up. I'll take
So,
the high path.
I always take the high path. Why? Because I want to be able to shoot down on people.
Lots of swarm, but no snatcher. Take out the hunters up there.
What the?
Now, if I die up here, because it is a separate area, that's it.
Cleared out all the drones.
I'm done, and it's gonna make me restart.
We could use some help.
That would be great. A torque bow. Wanna know why?
Watch that drone.
We're moving. Cover us.
The drum beat here is pretty good.
We need some support over here. On it. Right.
Now I'm going to use the torque bow here, much like a DMR, or a sniper rifle.
Appreciate the help.
You're very welcome, Dell. I love the headshot. Now, a bow and arrow in almost every game is going to be the best weapon. I think it was probably done best in...
More drones. And they're done.
Part of me wants to say Horizon Zero Dawn, but honestly, my favorite bow and arrow was the bow and arrow from the new Tomb Raider, or like the remake of the Tomb Raider. Like, to me, that is probably the most fun a bow and arrow has been, even though it was done so well in Horizon Zero Dawn, considering it was your primary weapon. But I just felt with the variety of weapons that was more seen in Tomb Raider, because it was a lot of it was more contemporary and things that we could easily equate it to compared to what it was in Horizon. I think it was the most versatile weapon, and it was one, just insanely powerful, and two, it felt good when you took people down with it. It didn't feel like a super cheap weapon. It felt like it took a lot of skill, but it also, with using it, was like, oh, if I want to be quiet and I want to take people out at range, bow and arrow is perfectly fine. We're going to definitely do some Johnny Rambo shit. Yeah, so I don't know if, like, the sound, or if it would be like, okay, it's being cut into, this physically hurts somebody in the hive. Like, that's what I want to know, is there actually a stealthy way to sneak through this, or is it all going to be, no, you're busted no matter what, and that's it.
Looks like we finally found.
And I really want to do the new escape move in Gears 5. I'm really excited for that. So if I can find anyone, if anyone out there is a fan of Gears and wants to do that escape mode, I definitely do it. I love the Onyx Guard guy. I'm really excited for that. I might hit up Draco from Draco Evolved and see if he would like to get in on some Gears 5 there.
Is that ore transporter safe? When's the last time anyone used it?
25 years ago, they brought all the bodies down.
So why bury Locust in an old mine anyway?
I heard they couldn't burn the bodies because of the crystallization. Burying them was the only option.
Yeah, but the Locust came from underground.
Yeah, well, no one said it was a good option. Come on, the dock is just ahead. Ah, shit. More! You sound surprised!
What an asshole statement to make, and I love it. It's like, the enemy's here. Really? Someone try. Oh, god damn it. Nope, okay. Alright. Takes care of that issue. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's what we're gonna do right now. We're just like trying to tell them all that they need to chill the fuck out, you twat nugget. I love that blue flare to like show that I'm doing all that damage.
All right, now time to see if that ore transporter still runs. Let's get up those ladders.
I was like, what ladders? We're on an elevator to hell. That doesn't really work as well, but that's okay. Well, my phone's going off the hook like crazy.
Okay, what is it?
JD, we have no idea what's down there. We don't even know what these things are. When I run into a burning house, I want to know how bad the fire is.
Look, Del, if you're scared...
Man, don't talk to me about being scared. Right now, I don't even know what kind of house it is.
When you wanted to leave the cog, did I argue?
Uh-oh.
Did I argue?
You did not.
Because I trusted you. Well, now I need you to trust me. My dad's alive, and he's down there.
Okay.
How about you?
Hey, we've come this far. We're not stopping now.
So I like how it looks there that JD wasn't the one to leave the cog. He takes the blame for it,
Think it'll work?
Maybe. I mean,
but it
Contact
wasn't.
was built to last, so it should start.
It,
Right then.
it wasn't his idea. He just takes the fall for that. Which, I mean, could let you know that he's really good friends. Like, sometimes, like, you need to have someone that supports you and is like, no, I'll trust you. Do I agree with it? Nope. Should I question it? Maybe a little bit, but I'm not going to because of how much I trust you. I've got a few friends like that. They're like, hey, this. I'm like, okay.
You left the fabricator in here.
Huh. I wonder if it still works.
I love the fact, like, hey, they left a fabricator in here. Like,
Got it.
Alright, gameplay contrivance.
There we
So
go.
I don't
We're
mind
business.
Horde mode.
Yeah, great.
I don't like
Turn
it
the
being
lights.
forced on me as much. Now, it doesn't happen often in this. I think it's only like a 2 or 3 time, and this is the second of the third time. The first time being we were at the settlement, and we were coming back upstairs with
We do
everything.
that.
That's just across the way on the lower bridge.
All right, on it.
I'll stay back and fire it up when you're done.
We're gonna switch the Nasher. Once again, motherfucker.
I'll put this to good use.
This is such a long process.
This will do.
Ugh. So I didn't jump, but didn't jump. I was definitely surprised and totally forgot that happened. I was like, oh shit!
Okay, we're good. Start it up.
Here goes nothing.
And I like the idea that a lot of this like older technology was super built to last, so it doesn't matter necessarily what you're using it or how old it is. It's meant to go. You might have to repair it a little bit. It might not be pretty,
I admit,
but it works.
in my excitement, that I kind of forgot about that